Hey guys, welcome to my new video where you are going to find informative, useful, and interesting ideas. I hope you might have got the idea that I'm talking about adjectives. Yes, you will learn adjectives in few minutes in this video. So without delaying a second, let's get started. Adjectives are the modifiers of nouns and pronouns. These words tell us more about noun or pronoun. These are also considered as quality or quantity of a noun or a pronoun. An adjective qualifies a noun or pronoun by describing it. There are quite a few number of definitions with the heading of these adjectives, but until and unless you switch on to the examples, you are unable to understand the definition directly. So I would suggest that whenever you start a topic, always go for the examples, try to understand the idea, and then try to write down the definition with your own understanding from the idea, whatever you have got from the examples. Let's have a look on the examples. It is a black horse. When you analyze this sentence according to its function, then black is a quality of horse. So it is an adjective here. The flower is beautiful. The extra information about the flower in this sentence is its beauty. So beautiful is an adjective. It is a beautiful flower. Again, the beauty of the flower is mentioned in this sentence. The huge building is attractive, etc. Now there are two adjectives in the last sentence. One is huge and the next one is attractive. In this way, we write adjectives, we use adjectives in our writing to make our writings more interesting and more attractive. Adjectives answer the questions what kind, which one, how many, and how much. How? I will explain it with the help of examples. She is a clever girl. In this sentence, clever is your adjective. It is the quality or the extra information about the noun, that is girl. This is a nice color. He is an honest man. So in all these statements, we have explained the kind of the nouns. In the next examples, that dress is pretty. Those grapes are sour. These books are informative. Now all these statements answer the question which one. Then next we have examples for the rest of the questions. I have 3 dresses. There are 1000 coins in the bag. Now it answers the question how many. She has got 3rd position. Their apartment is on the 5th floor. Now this answers the question order. When you are supposed to mention the order of the nouns and you use any kind of number, that is supposed to be written in the order of adjective. Then we have another examples. I have eaten some rice. We had enough exercise. Now here the quantity of the noun is mentioned, that is some, and it is recommended for rice. Same is the case with enough. Enough is used for exercise, so it tells the answer of how much, that is uncountable. I will discuss each and every type of adjectives. Quantitative adjective. A quantitative adjective provides information about the quantity of the noun or pronoun. This type answers the question how much. This type is also known as adjective of quantity. You might have heard this adjective of quantity. This is used by the students most of the time, but actually it is quantitative adjective. For example, some, few, little, all, whole, half, no, great, etc. Let's have a look on the examples in the form of sentences. He has enough money. Enough is a quantitative adjective and it is used to modify the noun money. He showed much patience. They have little knowledge. You will have no time. He has lost all his wealth. The whole meal was spoiled. I offered my half share. There had been sufficient rain yesterday. All these underlined words are considered as quantitative adjectives, and they have been used here in these particular sentences to modify the nouns that are written after them. One thing that is most important to keep you in your mind and to remember is this, that these adjectives are used for uncountable nouns. Quantity of uncountable nouns is measured with the help of this type. You might have observed that all the nouns that are written after the quantitative adjectives are uncountable nouns. You will get the same adjectives in the upcoming videos, but with the heading of any other topic. So you have to differentiate both the topics very clearly. Here, under the heading of quantitative adjectives, these given same words are used to modify the nouns that are uncountable. Proper adjective. Proper adjective is a modifier that is formed from proper nouns. When we talk about proper nouns, what comes in your mind? You might have gone through the lecture of proper nouns, so better recall your memory and then go for these proper adjectives. Proper adjectives typically look like their original proper nouns, but they have some sort of alternate ending which makes them adjectives. There is a slight difference between the proper noun and a proper adjective that makes it different from the proper nouns. A proper adjective allows us to summarize a concept in just one word. Like this type of adjective is used to summarize a full phrase or a full statement into a one single word. For example, when you mention that today I want to have a food that is made in Chinese recipe. So it's a kind of a concept that has been explained in a full sentence. But what if I say that I like to have Chinese food today? So the whole statement or the whole phrase, like to have a food in Chinese recipe, is just converted into a one single word, that is Chinese. So that's how these adjectives allow to summarize a concept just in one word. Let's have a look on examples that these adjectives are formed from proper nouns. Like for example, Pakistan is a proper noun, and from Pakistan we can make a word Pakistani that functions as a proper adjective. Then we have, for example, China, and Chinese is a proper adjective. Britain, British is a proper adjective for Britain. For example, Peshawar, Peshawari is a proper adjective. Once you are able to use these adjectives in your sentences, then you will get the concept that what do I mean. Let's have a look on the examples in the form of sentences. I like to read English books. Now, when you talk about English, English is also a proper noun and it is related to subject. But here, this English is an adjective. It is not a proper noun and it is derived from the word England. When you talk about England, so English is a proper adjective that is derived from that word. They like Chinese food. I have explained this whole scenario in the previous example. So, Chinese here is a proper adjective. We need to buy a Japanese car. Japanese is the quality of a car. It is used before the noun and it is referred as a proper adjective. I am Peshawari. Peshawari is your proper adjective here and it modifies the subject here. They are Pakistani. Again, Pakistani is the proper adjective. It is the modifier of this subject they. Alex is an Australian player, etc. Australian again is derived from the proper noun that is Australia, and here it is used to modify the player. One thing you have to keep in your mind is they are capitalized as proper nouns. These are proper adjectives. So just keep this in your mind that proper adjectives are just like proper nouns and they are capitalized. Demonstrative adjectives. This adjective directly modifies the concerned noun. This, that, these, those are the four words that are considered as demonstrative adjectives. They are also known as demonstrative pronouns, but their function is different from demonstrative adjectives. This and these are used to modify the nouns that are near to us. This is used for singular and these is used for plural nouns. That and those are used to modify the nouns that are far from us. That is again used for singular and those is used for plural nouns. Let's have a look on the examples in the form of sentences. This table is meant for studies. Here, this is a word that is used to modify the noun table. As this is a singular subject, it is considered as singular adjective, singular demonstrative adjective. So, singular verb is used with it. This book is very informative. I want to work with this company. They are hired for this task. I'm supposed to talk to this employee. All the sentences have this similar word that is this. It is used to modify the concerned nouns that are written after these words. Next examples are of these. These papers are written by me. Here, these is a demonstrative adjective that is used to modify the noun papers. My students are trained with these assignments. Here, these is used to modify the noun assignments. These shoes are mine. Again, a demonstrative adjective is used. I want to buy these books for myself. These is used to modify the words or the noun books here. I have used different sentences and I have used this particular demonstrative adjective at different places within the sentences so that your idea and your concept is clear that it is used with the nouns to modify them. Now it's turn for that. That boy is my brother. They need that paper. She needs to attempt that question to get marks. We should cooperate with that worker. Here, that is used in different sentences and it is used to modify the noun that is written after it. Another examples are here. Those chairs are made up of wood. Here, those is directly referring to the chairs. It is used to modify the noun chairs that is written after it. My sister needs those dresses. Now, those here is particularly used to modify the noun dresses, pointing towards the dresses. They will work with those companies which have low markup. Now, here this those is used for companies and it is referred as demonstrative adjective for this particular noun companies. As I have told you earlier that in the previous pronouns videos, I have discussed demonstrative pronouns and here I am going to just give you a glimpse of a difference between both the demonstrative pronouns and demonstrative adjectives. Now here is the difference between demonstrative adjective and pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun works alone and does not precede a noun, but a demonstrative adjective always comes before nouns to modify them. How? Just let's have a look on this example. This is a book. Here this word this is used for the noun that is book and here it functions as a demonstrative pronoun here. This book is mine. So this is used before the noun. It comes with a noun when it has to function as an adjective. This was just a hint to keep in your mind that how to analyze demonstrative pronouns or adjectives within the sentences. So keep one thing in your mind that always and always demonstrative pronouns are used to modify the nouns that are written after them. Soon after the demonstrative adjective, you have your noun there. Whatever the circumstances are, you are supposed to make sentences for your own self to make your mind and concepts clear about this demonstrative adjectives and demonstrative pronouns. Possessive adjective is an adjective which shows possession or ownership of a noun. It answers the question whose. These adjectives are sometimes called pronominal adjectives. Why they are known as pronominal adjectives? Because they are derived from pronouns. These are used in possessive cases. As we use possessive pronouns in possessive cases, same is the case with possessive adjectives, that they are used in possessive cases. For example, my, our, your, her, their, his. Let's have a look on examples in the form of sentences. He was completing his work. Now in this sentence, his is the modifier of the noun work, and here it functions as possessive adjective. Their work was pending. That is his book. Again, possessive adjectives are used before nouns. Are you willing to take my consent? We were struggling for our property. She met her brother yesterday. In all these examples, the underlined words are possessive adjectives because they show possession or ownership of the concerned noun. You have to keep one thing in mind, and you have to remember this point, that all these adjectives are always mentioned before nouns. As in earlier examples, you might have observed that all the possessive adjectives are used before nouns. So these words demand a noun after them. They qualify a noun directly. These all are the points that you have to keep in your mind. Now one thing more is there, that we have to differentiate between a pronoun and an adjective when we are supposed with the difference of these two. For example, I am working with her. In this sentence, her is pronoun. And in the next sentence, I am working with her sister. Here, the function of her is of adjective because it is used before the noun. An adjective which introduces questions and is used before a noun is called interrogative adjective. Interrogative is an easy word for the students. As soon as they hear this word, they just come up with this idea that this is question. Yes, they are right. These adjectives are used to introduce a question. For example, what, whose, and which are considered as interrogative adjectives. Let's have a look on the examples in the form of sentences. Which phone did you buy? Whose book is this? What time is it? Now you might observe this thing, that which, whose, and what. After these interrogative words, nouns are used. Phone, book, and time. As in the previous topic we discussed, possessive adjectives are used before the nouns. Same is the case here, that interrogative adjectives are used before the nouns and they are used to ask questions. Now let me tell you about the difference between what and which. Most of the time students use both of these words for a single noun. So the difference between what and which is this, that what is used for general sense and which is used for selective sense. How? Let me give you a few examples. Which time is suitable for you to work? Now there is a selective sense. Now I have to choose, or I have to select a particular time for myself to work. Now what time is it? Here we are supposed to think or to take it as general sense. What time is it? We are talking about it generally. So this is the difference between which and what. You have to just go for the practice of different sentences and you will be able to understand how and where to use these interrogative adjectives. As I have already discussed interrogative pronoun in one of the earlier video, so I want to differentiate between interrogative adjective and interrogative pronoun here just for your understanding. Which is your computer, or which computer is this? In the first example, which is your computer, here which is your pronoun, interrogative pronoun here. But when it comes to which computer is this, after which a noun is there, so here it is considered as interrogative adjective. These adjectives express the number of nouns. It is of three types: definite numeral adjective, indefinite numeral adjective, distributive numeral adjective. First of all, I'll discuss definite numeral adjective. It denotes an exact number. Now, it shows the actual number of the noun, that how many objects are there. For example, there are 6 chairs in the class. We need 5 students for the contest. I have 10 books, etc. Now, in these examples, the exact number of the nouns are mentioned, and underlined words are actually the number adjectives. Now, further, it has two kinds: cardinal adjectives. Within definite numeral adjective, you have this cardinal adjective 1, 2, 3, etc. that tells us about how many, as I have discussed in the earlier examples. The other one is ordinal adjectives that shows the order of the things or objects, like for example first, third, fourth, etc. and so on. For example, he has got first position in the class. Her apartment is on the third floor. So this tells us about the order of the nouns in sequence. Now it's the turn of indefinite numeral adjective. These adjectives do not denote an exact number. It means this shows the quantity of the nouns. For example, all, no, few, some, any, several. They all are known as indefinite numeral adjectives. For example, we have collected all the blocks. I need few accessories. He has bought some dresses. Now it's time for the difference between quantitative and indefinite numeral adjectives. Well, quantitative adjectives are used with or for uncountable nouns, and you can go for this description of quantitative adjectives in the video of quantitative adjectives. While indefinite numeral adjectives are used with or for countable nouns. The words are same, but when they are used with uncountable nouns, it is considered as quantitative adjective. And when the same words are used with the countable nouns, so they are considered as indefinite numeral adjectives or numeral adjectives. Let's have a look on examples. I have some money. Here, some is used as quantitative adjective because it is used with money, and money is uncountable noun. While on the other hand, I have some books. Now, books is a countable noun, and some is used with this noun as indefinite numeral adjective. The third one is distributive adjective. These adjectives refer to each one of a number. For example, each, every, either, and neither. For example, each boy must own his duty. Each is referred to the noun boy that is written after it. So here it is considered as distributive adjective. Every word is right. Again, every is a distributive adjective and it denotes to the noun word. Either pen is working, neither side was ready. So these words are also known as distributive pronouns and articles. Articles are the adjectives since they modify the nouns after them. They combine to a noun to indicate the type of reference being made by a noun. Articles are considered as modifiers or determiners of nouns. They tell us about the nouns, either they are specified or non-specified. There are two types of articles, definite and indefinite. Definite article is used with specific nouns. Indefinite articles are used with non-specific nouns and singular nouns. Definite article is the, and indefinite articles are a and an. Indefinite article a and an These are used when a noun is not specified and it is generally discussed. Examples: I met a girl. Here, a girl means that it is discussed generally and it is not a specific girl. They need a worker. He eats an apple daily. We saw an elephant. An apple daily means it's a non specified apple. Just keep one thing in mind and just observe this thing that a and an are used with singular nouns in these examples. Indefinite article a is used before the nouns starting with consonant sound words. Examples: a boy, a pen, a bag, a university, etc. Indefinite article an is used before the nouns starting with vowel sound words. Examples: an orange, an apple, an umbrella, an hour, etc. Now it's time for definite article the. It is used when a speaker talks about a specific object that is already known to the speaker and listener. Examples: the book on the table is mine. The dress I bought yesterday is beautiful. In these examples, the is used with the nouns that are already specified and that are known to the speaker or the listener. Now, one point you have to keep in your mind that when a new noun is introduced for the first time, a or an is used, and then later on, when the same noun is repeated, the is used. For example, once there lived a lion. The lion was brave and dangerous, and so on. Then you continue your story. For the first time, when the lion was introduced, indefinite article a is used, and then later on, with the same specific noun line, the is used because now it is known and it is specified. Now, articles are not used in the following cases: the names of the countries, except the collection of states. States, provinces, lakes, islands, mountains. Examples: he lives in London. Now look, London, here it is a noun, proper noun, and there is no article used here. They visited Lake Sefil Maluk, etc. Article is not used before the name of materials. Example: gold is found in Australia. Article is not used before abstract nouns used in general sense. Example: money cannot buy happiness. Article is not used with proper noun. Example: they visited Lahore. Do not use article with illness. Example: she is suffering from asthma. Now it's time for the use of article a. A is used with the nouns beginning with consonant sound words. For example, I bought a pencil. Again, with long U sound words. For example, I went to a university. Now, here, this university is a long U sound. With H sounds, for example, there was a house on fire. With H sound words, we use article a. With quantities, for example, I bought a dozen eggs. Now, dozen is a quantity and article a is used to modify it. With abbreviations with consonant sounds, she works as a PO. Now, PO is an abbreviation for the police officer. Then next, a vowel but sound like W. Like the words that start with a vowel letter but it sounds like W. It was a one-sided match. And the last one is diseases. For example, I have a headache. Now it's time for use of article an. Where do we use article an? Let's have a look. Nouns beginning with vowel sound words, and it is already known to most of the students. For example, I saw an ostrich. Now, ostrich is a word that has been started with the vowel letter and also a vowel sound. So, I saw an ostrich. Next, we use article an with short U sound words. For example, I have an umbrella. Now, umbrella is a short U sound word. Without H sound words, for example, he will reach in an hour. Like H is there, but without the sound of H, we pronounce it as hour or hour. We use article N with abbreviations with vowel sound. He is an MA. Now, M is a consonant letter here, but the pronunciation, the phonics of vowel A is pronounced or uttered. Next, we use article an with diseases. I have an earache. Now it's time for the use of article the. First of all, we use this article, definite article the with the superlative adjectives. For example, the tallest, the biggest, etc. Then with certain holy books, we use article the, for example, the Holy Quran, the Bible, etc. Then we use with the names of individual mountains, lake, oceans. For example, the river Indus, the Sahara Desert. With the names of the countries with United Republic Indies. For example, the United Arab Emirates. Now, with the names of the countries where we find United Republic and Indies, so we use article the with them. With some diseases, for example, the flu, the measles, etc. Compound means a mixture or a combination of two or more than two objects, and an adjective, you already know about it. So, a compound adjective is a combination of two or more than two words that functions as an adjective in a sentence to modify the nouns. When we join two or more than two words, they perform the function of an adjective and it is known as a compound adjective. These words are usually hyphenated to link the words together to show that it is one adjective. We use hyphen within these words to separate them, but their function is of one single adjective. Some compound adjectives are not hyphenated, but their function is same, and I'll let you know about it in the examples upcoming ahead. They often appear directly before the words that are modified, but can also be placed after the nouns in certain cases. For example, I like this brightly lit room. In this sentence, brightly lit is a compound adjective and it is used to modify the noun room. He is a cold-blooded man. Again, cold-blooded is a compound adjective used to modify the noun man. You have to be open-minded about different aspects. Further, we have a few more examples. For example, blue-eyed, time-saving, heart-wrenching, well-known, part-time, high quality, long distance, etc. Once you are able to make sentences, once you are able to use these compound adjectives in the sentences, you will be able to understand the idea of compound adjectives. Now it's time for types of compound adjectives. We usually combine two words or more than two words to make compound adjectives, and here is a list of them. The very first one is the combination of a number plus nouns. These adjectives start with numbers and end with nouns. For example, 5-day holiday. Now, 5 is a number, day is a noun, and holiday is used as a noun. For example, if I'm supposed to make a sentence, I have got a 5-day holiday. So, 5-day is used to modify the noun holiday. Next, 10-minute journey, 3-page assignment, and you are supposed to make sentences out of them to understand the idea. The next combination of compound adjectives is a combination of adjective plus past participle. Compound adjectives that end with ed, d, t or en and formed with verbs. Examples: absent-minded, level-headed, middle-aged, narrow-minded. As in the earlier example, it was written that he is a narrow-minded person. So, narrow-minded is a combination of an adjective and a past participle, and it is used to modify the noun person. Next, we have a combination of adjective plus adjective. For example, brand new car, fat-free snacks, ice cold drinks, red hot pepper. For example, if I'm supposed to make a sentence, today I have bought a brand new car. So a brand new is a compound adjective and is used to modify the noun car. Next, further we have a combination of noun plus noun. When we join two nouns, a compound adjective is formed. For example, part-time, northwest, bulletproof. In the form of a sentence, I have received an appointment letter for my part-time job. The next combination is of noun plus present participle. Compound adjectives ending with participle are also known as a combination of an adjective. For example, English speaking is a compound adjective that is formed with the noun English and present participle speaking. English speaking country, time saving, record breaking event, mouth watering juice. In the form of a sentence, we visited a record breaking event. So in this particular sentence, event has been modified with a compound adjective record breaking. Next, we have a type of compound adjective that is formed with the help of an adjective plus noun. For example, full length. Full is an adjective, length is considered as noun, so it's a compound adjective. Last minute, long distance. For example, it was a long distance journey. Then we have a combination of an adverb plus past participle. For example, well behaved, well educated, highly respected, brightly lit. For example, she is well educated. So well educated is used as a compound adjective and it is used to modify the pronoun she. Or you can write a sentence like she is a well educated girl. So directly here well educated is used to modify the noun girl. Then next we have the combination of noun plus past participle, and examples are sun-baked, child-wanted, wind-powered. For example, we have installed a wind-powered system. Further, the next combination is of an adjective plus present participle, and examples are good-looking, long-lasting, slow-moving, etc. For example, in the form of a sentence, that product had a long-lasting effect. So long-lasting is used to modify the noun effect here. The next combination is of adverb plus present participle. When we use to join two different words, one from the adverb category and one from the present participle category, it functions as a compound adjective. For example, never ending, forward thinking. Now one thing you have to keep in your mind is very important, that in the earlier explanation I said that these words are usually hyphenated. For example, compound words that are hyphenated, they will always come, or most of the time they will come before the nouns. So it will be really easy to understand that they are considered as compound adjectives. But when we make a compound adjective with the help of an adverb, and if it comes after the noun to modify it, then it will not be hyphenated. For example, let me explain you with the help of this given example. She is a well-dressed lady. Now here lady is a noun and well-dressed will be used with the help of hyphen and it will function as a compound adjective. But if I write a sentence that she is a woman who is well-dressed, now well-dressed here is not hyphenated because already well is functioning as an adverb and it is used to modify the word dressed. Absolute adjectives describe a quality that cannot be compared or intensified. They represent a state or condition that is either present or absent, with no degrees in between. Like normally we have comparative and superlative degrees of adjectives, but these absolute adjectives do not have any comparative or superlative degree. They cannot be qualified with the use of very, more, most, etc. For example, unique, perfect, complete, dead, huge, entire, main, only, true, final, etc. These adjectives already contain the idea of very in their definitions. They are considered as superlative degree already. For example, that series was amazing. Amazing is already an extreme quality of series that is mentioned in this sentence, so we cannot compare it with the help of this very, more, or most. The snake is dead. For example, we cannot say dead, more dead, or most dead. The entire stock is sold. Here, entire is the extreme limit of the stock that has been sold. She is my ideal teacher. Now, ideal already is an extreme quality of the teacher, noun here. So, these words already are considered as superlative adjectives. They are also known as extreme, infinite, non-comparable, and non-gradable adjectives. These adjectives are used to emphasize or lay stress on the preceding noun. These adjectives describe things, actions, or feelings. The meaning of the sentence is still complete without these adjectives. For example, very, own, only, perfect, complete, pure, absolute, utter, etc. Let me explain it with the help of examples. I saw the rainbow with my own eyes. Here the word own is used to emphasize or lay stress on the noun eyes. It is the only gift that I needed. It was an absolute reason. It is a perfect book for him. Just keep one thing in mind, that these adjectives are used to put stress on the given noun. You have to keep one thing in your mind, that do not confuse emphasizing adjectives with adverbs of degree, because they both are similar to each other, but the use of sentences are different. For example, this is the very book I wanted to borrow. Here the word very is used as an emphasizing adjective, but in the other sentence, it is very cold today. Here this word very is used as an adverb of degree because it is modifying cold. And also, let's have a look on this table. There are a few examples of emphasizing adjectives, and on the other side, nouns that can be things, feelings, or actions. Pure joy, absolute waste, perfect achievement, total loss, utter confusion, own eyes, very thing. Exclamatory adjectives. These adjectives are used with nouns to show strong emotion. These are typically placed at the beginning and are followed by an exclamation mark. The most common exclamatory adjective is what. It is used to enhance the noun by showing excitement and feelings for a mentioned noun. For example, what an idea, what a blessing, what a handsome boy. Now, you have to observe that this word what is used in the beginning of a sentence, and at the end you have exclamatory mark that shows the feelings about the noun idea. Now let me tell you the usage of what with singulars. It is used when someone is really surprised for anything. The structure of this sentence is use of what plus article plus adjective, that is optional, plus noun, and at the end you have to put exclamatory mark. Let me explain it with the help of examples. What an exciting game. Now the structure of the sentence, the formula of the sentence is already in front of you, and you have copied same as the structure is given, you have copied the words according to it. What an exciting game. Now what here is used as an exclamatory word to show the excitement or the feelings for the noun game. What a handsome boy. What a smart choice. What a game. Now, as I have mentioned, adjective is optional in the structure. So in this example, what a game. Now here what is exclamatory adjective, and it is used to modify the noun game. Now it's time for the use of what with plurals. Article a or an is not used. The structure of this sentence is use of what plus adjective plus noun and at the end exclamatory mark. For example, what beautiful flowers, such smart actions. Now you will observe that there are no articles within these sentences. Now next is use of what for collective nouns. Sometimes we exclaim for collection, and the structure of this sentence is use of what plus article plus collective noun plus of plus adjective plus plural noun and again at the end exclamation mark. Examples: what a pair of beautiful shoes, what a couple of strong boys, what an army of tiny creatures. Now here in all the sentences, what is used as an exclamatory adjective, and it is used to enhance the nouns given in these sentences. One thing you have to keep in your mind that articles are used for countable and singular nouns, and articles are not used for uncountable and plural nouns. One more thing you have to keep in your mind that some descriptive adjectives can be used as exclamatory adjectives. For example, amazing and an exclamation mark, marvelous exclamation mark, beautiful, wonderful, etc. These words can also be considered as exclamatory adjectives because exclamation mark is there with these words.